During 2015, at the age of 9, young Matty Hiroto and his mom were traveling far from their hometown, Waimai, Hawaii. They were in Japan when Matty saw his very first Rubik's Cube in the department store. He wanted it that very instant, intrigued. He asked his mother if he could get it, and she was hesitant to purchase it, afraid that he would be very frustrated by it. It was at this very moment when his mother was put with a simple decision that would shape her son's future for the better. Eventually, after tons of begging, pleading, and 9-year-old reasoning, his mother decided to purchase the Rubik's Cube for him.
I was immediately hooked,
Matty said. Once the cube was purchased, he spent the entire day to solve his very first cube. After this, he would go on to begin his speed cubing journey to solve the Rubik's Cube faster and faster. Within a matter of months, he would quickly progress, cutting down his times from sub 1 minute to sub 50 to sub 30 to sub 15. He would eventually participate in his very first competition at the venue called Pak Nakahara in Kawasaki, Japan on the July of 24th, 2016. At this competition, he would have an average of 13.40 seconds with a single of 11.16 seconds, ranking him 17th in this competition. This gave him fuel to go further and do even better in competitions. As he would later say, the goal is #1 in the world ranking, in the world championship title. I can get it, I just gotta get lucky. He would then go on to several more competitions in Japan, along with one competition in Newport Coast, California, where he would achieve his very first official sub 10 during California 2017, which was 9.82 seconds. Later that year, he would then even get his first official sub 10 average on July 16 at Kansai Summer 2017 with an average of 9.53 during his first run. Following that year, 10-year-old Matty Hiroto would go on to win his very first competition in Japan Open 2017 in the widely known city of Tokyo in Abakane Hall with an average of 7.94 seconds and a sub 7 single of 6.94 seconds. For the next 2 years, Matty Hiroto became a speed cubing prodigy, slowly rising with his times quickly dropping. By 2019, only 2 years later, he was at the WCA World Championships where he made it to the semifinals with a 7.66 second average of 5. Mind you, Matty at this point was only 12. During this year, Matty also started a YouTube channel called The Cubing Jedi. Because he liked cubing and Star Wars, he just put them together, and that's how he came up with the name. With this channel, he's posted several walkthrough and example solves, along with many of his competition averages and reviews over gang cubes, which led to October 1st, 2020. By the time Matty had become 13 years old, he had become a brand ambassador of GANCube, only to receive 3 different sponsorships from GAN, The Cubicle, and Tribox just a year later on June 30th, 2021. Through the next few years leading up to now, Matty Hiroto is crushing competitions with currently 60 gold medals from many competitions he's won. He now ranks top 7 with his 3x3 average and top 10 with his 3x3 single. He would have even broken the 3x3 world record with a 3.085 while competing at the North American Cup if it was an official WCA competition, crushing the current record by an entire half a second. Half a second. Today, Matty Hiroto is considered one of the top cubers of the world and has inspired thousands of others, other cubers and other non-cubers alike across the world to become faster, lightning fast.